Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video. This is another layout I squeezed out during the Secret Kit Club's party weekend. So again, I was on Zoom and not paying much attention to what I was doing while I was working. I wasn't going to make this one into a process video because I just feel like it's a pretty simple page. I'm just trying to document my wedding invitation with this wedding themed collection I'm trying to get through at the end of this month. But I figured, you know what? An extra video is not going to hurt, even though it is more simple. So I decided just to leave it. But it is pretty simple. I'm just using my little invitation here as my photo. So we just used one of our engagement pictures, one of the vertical ones to be the backdrop for our invitation. Has all the information on there, and then there's this little tearaway our RSVP card that I have to the right there. I did obviously block off my address with that scrap of white paper because I didn't want that on the internet, but obviously I'll take that off when I go to put it in my album. But that's why there is that extra piece of white paper on that card for the process video. But I'm thinking I'm just going to layer them up like this and then have some embellishment in the upper right hand corner. That's pretty much as far as I got. So I'm going to start going through my scraps and figuring out kind of what I want to do design wise. But this is pretty much it. It's set up to be this L design. So now I just want to kind of embellish around what I have. I'm thinking about using a branding strip running up the left here, but then decide against it. It kind of looks wonky with the envelope top of the photo. But I decided to kind of create another horizontal element instead, just because both these little elements are going up. So I think it'd be nice to have a horizontal bit again where they can kind of be anchored on the bottom and I can layer from there. I do add another branding strip along the bottom and I like that a lot better, but I need something a little bulkier. So I have this scrap of green. I'm just tearing the bottom of it to create a little bit of texture, and I'm going to have that running horizontally along the bottom. But I will end up keeping the green branding strip that's also running along the bottom just for a little extra. But I do remove the branding strip I have running up to the left side. But I really wanted to get these cut apart pieces that were the to and the from, RSVP, via airmail. I feel like those kinds of cut aparts it won't make as much sense during the actual wedding photos. But for the actual page where I'm documenting the invitation, I think that's the best time to get those pieces used up. So I definitely wanted to use multiple of them. So I'm gluing down these bits. I'm happy with where they're sitting. Going back and adding this branding strip along the bottom. And then I'll try to start layering with embellishment. I really get stuck on this one. I knew something I really wanted to do on this one was my wax sealing set, because I originally bought my wax sealing kit to seal these invitations, and it kind of just worked out that all the leftover wax I could then use for scrapbook pages. But I do want to do the wax seal because I have a little save the date wax seal that I used for on these invitations when I sent them out. So I thought it would be cool, since I'm documenting the invites, to also have the wax seal. So you'll see that in a little bit. I used a pink, a kind of a maroon, and then like a shimmery light pink for the wax seals for the wedding invites, but I've used all of the light pink, so I kind of had to use this maroon and white wax combo for this page. So it's not the exact same color as the seal I used to send out, but it's close enough. So now I'm just deciding to layer up a little bit. Definitely want to get more of these stamps used up. I put one of the embellishment stamps over the postage area of the return card. So I think that's kind of cute. And then I don't know what I do next. Oh, I'm talking to the girls on Zoom, of course. Yeah, I just kind of get stuck here. So I do pop the via airmail pieces up on some foam, so there's a little bit of dimension. So I like that, kind of breaks up all the flat paper pieces. So I'm adding that down to the to and from piece. I don't know if I go ahead and stick down the top cluster or not. I know I want another thing up there, but I don't know what. But I do want the via airmail piece to be on some foam as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put foam on that, since I know that one's going to have some dimension. Do I stick it down now? I guess I do. No, I don't. I just lay it back down. I did this layout not that long ago, to show you how much I wasn't paying attention. I was making it. I can't remember anything I did. I like this little stampy swoosh thing I don't know what to call that. So I'm just fussy cutting the waves and having that come out from the little stamp on that card. And this is where I go back and I'm like, I need one more element in my little cluster at the top. What's missing? And there's a couple aqua elements in some of the other cut aparts I'm using. So I decided to use this little save the date banner in aqua up there. So all the clusters are up in that corner. That's pretty much all I do up there. And now I just need to figure out the bottom. I definitely want, I'm thinking my wax seal is going to go in the corner there between the invite and the response card. But I want to build up some layers in that corner because it's definitely looking too plain. So I will set up my little wax sealing set while the wax is melting. I'll add a couple layers behind this card. I go to my go-to doily and glassine envelope, but I kind of wish I would have not done the wax seal directly on it because I only had one shot that way. I really wish I would have done this wax seal to the side on a piece of vellum or something, and then once it cooled, peeled it off and then stuck it down, because my wax sealing ended up really messy because I added all of these different dimensions and textures onto the page and then did the wax seal on top of all these different layers. It just did not turn out super great. But if you are wax sealing or you want to do wax sealing, it's super easy, super fun. The biggest tip I have is to put your wax seal on an ice block or in the freezer before you do it. That way it cools the wax instantly when you stamp it down. It makes it a lot crisper of an image and takes a lot less time for your wax to cool. So I just have a little ice block there that I'm sitting my little stamp on while my wax melts. And now I'm just adding those few little layery bits to where I'm going to add that wax seal. But again, I really wish I would have waited because my wax seal is messy. It's okay. Wax seals are allowed to be messy, but it was messier than I intended it to be. But yeah, just gonna stick that to glassine bag down. There we go. And then I just want the wax seal to be in that corner between those two invite pieces. Yeah, it starts out okay, but it just gets messy. I'm gonna set my seal in there, and then I really liked doing this the past couple times I've used it. Whenever I have I kind of make extra of the wax, and then while it's still hot, I kind of dot it around the page the way I would enamel dots. And so instead of enamel dots, I have these little wax areas, and that helps tie in the wax seal to the rest of the page. But yeah, you can see it got messy, but it's okay. It is what it is at this point. Not everything has to be perfect. I actually didn't even have this invite with all of my photos to Scrapbook, so this ended up being a bonus wedding page too that I wasn't planning on having, but I was like, I definitely will want to remember what my wedding invitations looked like, and I had some extras. So it's like, yeah, I'm definitely going to squeeze in this extra page so I can document that while I'm working with this wedding kit stuff. But there's my wax seal. It is kind of hard to read, but it says save the date, and it kind of adds some fun dimension and textures. So that's pretty much it. I was kind of trying to decide, like, I felt like I really needed more on this page, but I did the wax instead of enamel dots, so I feel like I couldn't really add enamel dots. I got stuck on this one. At this point, I just started talking to the ladies on Zoom and forgot about my layout, and then when I came back to it, I was like, I don't know what else to do. I do add this little blue RSVP just to add some aqua to that little cluster, since there's aqua in the other two. But that's pretty much it. I don't add anything else. I might go back and add something if I think of something. If you guys think of something you think I could add, but it's okay. I think for this kind of invite layout, it's okay for this one to be more simple. It's going to be in the beginning of my wedding stuff, so it's kind of my intro page anyways. But here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.